Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes as soon as appeared like Hollywood's ideal strength couple, lighting up pink carpets and charming lovers everywhere, in particular with little Suri's arrival. But after their sudden cut-up, everything changed, particularly for his or her daughter, Suri. Over the years, whispers have turned around Tom's strained bond with Suri, with many questioning if his deep ties to Scientology saved them apart. Now that Suri has recently grew to become 18, she made a past that left everybody in surprise, inclusive of her personal father. So, is it genuinely real that Tom and Suri haven't crossed paths in over a decade? And what ambitious step did Suri just take that has everyone speaking? Join us as we find the truth at the back of this own family's drama that is making waves due to a reason no person noticed coming. Now, before we speak approximately Suri, let's take a glance returned at her parents' relationship and the events that formed the whole lot. The real tale at the back of Tom Cruise's unforgettable courting. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' dating, regarded almost like a scripted Hollywood fairy tale. Katie, fresh off her achievement as Joey Potter on Dawson's Creek, met Cruise at a time while each have been at the peak of their careers. Although Katie changed into formerly engaged to actor Chris Klein, her youth fascination with Cruise had become public understanding in a 17 Mag interview wherein she as soon as admitted he became her dream man. Not lengthy after, Katie and Chris ended their engagement, and Katie turned into Delivered to Cruise. The two hit it off, launching a whirlwind romance that right away drew the media's attention. For Katie, entering into Cruise's international intended encountering his particular lifestyle and especially his deep commitment to Scientology, something she hadn't yet skilled. Now, earlier than Katie got here into his existence, Tom Cruise had a few relationships that failed to appear to remaining, and a few near him suggested it needed to do with his devotion to Scientology. The Church of Scientology played a huge position in Cruise's lifestyles and even reportedly helped him audition ability partners. According to former Scientologists, the church might scout women for Cruise, hoping to locate the right fit who could additionally receive the church's beliefs. As Vanity Fair suggested, actresses like Sofia Vergara or even Scarlett Johansson were rumored to have been approached, even though Johansson strongly denied it, calling the concept demeaning and claiming, "Simple as a person it is could provide you with a crazy story like that." But for Cruise, locating someone who's inclined to be part of his life intended being a part of Scientology. His beyond relationships with actress Nicole Kidman and Mimi Rogers reportedly suffered due to conflicts over the church's impact. According to her supply, Kidman did now not need to be involved with Scientology, which became a serious problem for Cruise. When Katie entered the photograph, it had become obvious that being with Tom also supposed being involved with the church. Speaking of which, an actress named Nazanin Boniadi turned into even rumored to have long gone through a vetting manner thus far Cruise, which allegedly worried steady tracking and regulation. This manner didn't closing, however. For Holmes, it was handiest the start of her existence interior Tom's world. The Oprah second that described their romance. In 2005, Cruise and Holmes' romance reached a new degree, while Cruise regarded on The Oprah Winfrey Show and made headlines with one of the most unforgettable moments in TV records. As he spoke about Holmes, Cruise's energy went via the roof. In what's now called the notorious couch leaping incident, Cruise declared his love for Holmes with over-the-top enthusiasm, going up to now as to jump on Oprah's couch. With Oprah looking amazed, however unfazed, Cruise continued to beam as he told the arena he was in love, leaving no question approximately his emotions. He then ran backstage, bringing Holmes out in front of the audience, wherein she shyly smiled and hugged him. The dramatic gesture grabbed big attention and right away went viral, but it left Hollywood divided. Some cherished the energy and ardor, while others have been removed by what they saw as an exaggerated display. Cruise's excitement appeared to overshadow everything, even the promotion for his upcoming film War of the Worlds, Paramount, the studio behind the movie, reportedly wasn't thrilled. Instead of speaking about his film, Cruise's courting antics had taken middle level. It was one of the first signs and symptoms that this excessive profile courting is probably extra complicated than it appeared. A silent birth and an uncommon suggestion. Not long after their public declarations of love, Cruise proposed to Holmes in 2005 at the pinnacle of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Holmes may not have received the traditional down-on-one-knee thought, however. She did walk away with a beautiful 5-carat yellow diamond ring. Just a few months later, the couple announced that they have been looking ahead to their first toddler, and Cruise's arms-on approach to Holmes being pregnant fast made headlines. In an interview, he admitted to buying a sonogram gadget, announcing he desired to monitor their infant's development at home. He promised to donate the gadget to a sanatorium once they have been finished, but clinical experts voiced concerns. Sonograms, they warned, ought to best be achieved by way of educated experts. Then, on April 18, 2006, Suri Cruise was born under situations that many determined bizarre. Holmes gave birth in silence, which turned into because of a request inspired via Scientology. According to the church's beliefs, words and sounds made for the duration of childbirth can be harmful to both mother and child. This exercise, endorsed by means of the church's founder, L. Ron Hubbard, turned into one which Holmes reportedly agreed to, even though many questioned how she honestly felt about the silence. For Holmes, being with Cruise meant embracing the guidelines that came along with his notion machine. But as time went on, it regarded that the demands of Cruise's global and the limitations located on Holmes had been taking a toll. While they regarded to have all of it, rumors about stress in their relationship persisted to grow, putting the level for a totally public breakup that would go away everyone stunned. Speaking of which, did that Katie's parents weren't precisely thrilled? Approximately their courting proper from the very beginning? A rocky start with circle of relatives issues. Katie's parents, strict Catholics, were not precisely thrilled by way of Tom's commitment to Scientology both, and that added to their issues. For them, this wasn't pretty much associate, it changed into approximately Katie's entire way of life changing. Her dad and mom doubts came to the surface before the couple's grand wedding ceremony in Italy in 2006. As the day approached, rumors circulated that her dad and mom won't even attend. They have been uncomfortable with Katie's shift from her Catholic roots to Tom's beliefs. They feared the acute pull of Scientology and failed to need their daughter immersed in it. Despite these emotions, they sooner or later determined to reveal their support. At the practice session dinner, Katie's father, Marty Holmes, gave a heartfelt speech, sharing his appreciation for Tom and his love for Katie. Even although they weren't thrilled with Katie's selections, they set aside their worries for the special day. It seemed, at the least for that second, they were willing to give their blessing. But talking of their wedding, did you recognize that it was a wedding filled with crimson flags? $385 million and held in an ancient fortress in Italy. But there had been moments that hinted at the complexities of their courting. Katie saved visitors waiting a surprisingly long time before taking walks down the aisle, with Tom standing patiently on the front, smiling. Actress Leah Remini, who attended the wedding as a Scientologist on the time, recalled that the wait felt like an eternity. According to her, Tom had even asked her to deliver Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony to the marriage, highlighting the mix of personal ties and Hollywood connections that surrounded this ceremony. Speaking of which, the rite itself turned into very tons in keeping with Scientology's unique customs, consisting of some uncommon vows. During the marriage, Cruise reportedly informed Holmes as a part of his guarantees. It was an unconventional method to marriage vows, and many observed it atypical. But the wedding became additionally incredibly glamorous. Katie wore 2 custom clothes by using Giorgio Armani, who additionally designed an identical dress for their daughter Suri. Guests described the entire occasion as magical and prefer something out of a dream. For Katie, it seemed to be the fairy tale wedding she had once imagined. But this magical day turned into just the beginning of what could turn out to be a complex marriage. signs of manage and isolation. In the early days of their marriage, Katie regarded happy, but as time exceeded, the ones close to her noticed adjustments that raised questions. Katie started acting extra reserved, and some even stated she looked robot at instances. Life with Tom wasn't easy to navigate. With his extreme involvement in Scientology, Katie was expected to follow suit. This wasn't just a simple be counted of faith, it intended consistent oversight. Tom's handlers were continually round, even in their domestic, and Katie was frequently accompanied by human beings assigned to monitor her sports. Journalist Maureen Orth shared her observations from a dinner with the couple in 2010. Fans continuously approached them all through the meal, and Orth commented on the difficulty in their public life. Katie's reaction became telling. "Oh, we don't pass out of doors very lots." Holmes additionally distanced herself from buddies or even own family, cutting ties with elements of her old life. This isolation simplest seemed to develop through the years. Deb Baer, the journalist who interviewed Katie for 17 magazine while she became younger and starry-eyed, stated the stark distinction in her demeanor. Baer remarked on how Katie's public appearances became mechanical, as she would call Tom exceptional for the 400th time. This became no longer the right down-to-earth female Baer had met. Katie's shift wasn't misplaced on Jenna Miscavige Hill, the niece of Scientology chief David Miscavige. Having grown up in Scientology, Hill understood the stress it is able to convey and shared her very own studies of intellectual and, at instances, physical abuse inside the agency. She expressed aid for Katie, recognizing the demanding situations she probably faced. And so, after 5 years of marriage, Katie made an ambitious selection, a shocking cut-up that took everyone by using surprise. In June 2012, Katie filed for a divorce, which changed into a flow that reportedly blindsided Tom. He admitted later that he did not anticipate it. The timing was tough for Tom as the information broke simply before his 50th birthday. Reflecting on the experience, he stated, "To be 50 and then it hits you,